Welcome to Prodigy Sport Advantage Stations. P.S.A. podcast is an unconventional podcast that challenges the audience to think outside the box using real-life experiences, clever narratives, original quotes, and the creative use of satire in order to break the audience free from negative paradigms and push them towards their own personal growth. This is by no means a method to condemn or bash the audience, but instead encourage and showcase a different perspective that might not have been seen before. P.S.A. is designed to showcase to the listeners that the power of the mind is not a joke, and if a person can learn to control their mind and their thoughts, they will ultimately control their life. This podcast serves as a means of entertainment and educational purposes only, and not a replacement for therapy or any other type of professional help that the audience may desire. Alright, y'all, what's going on? We are back again. This is now track 4. Alright, we did track 1. We moved through the whole what it's like to be the star. Then we did the 2 parts that went crazy with the How to Survive going viral, part 1 and part 2. So now we're moving into another episode. I think obviously with the episodes and the album, you see the track list, and so you were able to get a glimpse of the track list episodes titled No Support. But today's full episode is titled The Real Reason Why People Closest to You Don't Support You. Alright? The meme reads, don't let the lack of support from your family and friends stop you from pursuing what you know you're supposed to do. The inspiration came from an Instagram post that I seen that I thought kind of matched this perfectly. And then, just dealing with no support myself. Obviously, I got people that support me, but sometimes you would have expected this person to do it or that person to do it, and then they didn't, and you was kind of like, dang, All right, so I have a guest with me today, 3rd guest in a row. Tell the people what's your name, where you from.
What's going on? My name Landoh. Real name Landoh Malbro. You can use either one of them. I don't really care. I'm from Beaumont, Texas, but I live out here in Houston. I'm a music artist. So. All
right, so you're a music artist. You rap, you sing, you do spoken word. What is it? Let the people know.
I rap, I sing, I make beats. I can pretty much anything in the studio I know how to do.
All right, when is the next mixtape, album, project you got working on? When is the next time?
So recently I just dropped my first tape, Pressure Make Diamonds 1. I dropped that on April 2nd. Shot a couple videos for that, been getting some good feedback. So I think I'm gonna follow that back up with Pressure Make Diamonds 2. I was looking at late July, but I'm probably gonna do something a little bit more special. My birthday in August 20th. That fall on Friday. That's the day everybody release music. So I've been kind of thinking about that too as well. But the work don't stop though.
Okay. All right. So how have you ever performed live?
I performed live 3 or 4 times. The first time I opened up, I went to Morgan State University, so I was able to open up and perform for PNB Rock. I forgot his name, YBS Scola, and a couple more other guys. Rotimi from Power, Dre. Yeah, so he opened up for that. I got to perform there. And actually, on June 12th, I just performed at the Campaign Business Concert with my boy GP and all them boys from Port Arthur. We actually threw a show at the White Swan Live on June 12th. And yeah, that's the performances I did. Yeah.
All right, so this man said never not work.
Yeah.
All right, so I went ahead and got some definitions. So I went ahead and defined support. It says to aid the cause, policy, or interest of supporting in this person's election. It says to argue in favor of, and it says to have an enthusiastic interest in. So can you honestly say you have a good support system?
I feel like I do have a good support system just with the love that I receive from my close ones. I know as far as like reaching people who aren't talking to you on a day-to-day basis, I feel like you gotta show them, you gotta show them something. Like support isn't just something that just oh, everybody gonna support me. Like you gotta work for that.
Yeah.
So, but I do feel like I got a good supporting cast, and like even my family behind me with it. So I do feel like I got a good supporting cast.
Okay, that's good. Personally, I feel like I do. As always, it's probably some people you feel like, why didn't they support you? Why did they support those people, but they can't support your stuff? And we kind of go get into the reasons for that as we go along. Sure. Have you ever had a close family or friend that didn't support you and it kind of shocked you?
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna say who it is, but like you said, like you just expect certain people to just like whatever you say, it's like, oh, I'm behind you 100%. And like this was like a close family member, and it was just on some like, why you doing this? Why you doing that? And I don't know, like it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but like I said, like sometimes you just got to get over that and just keep pushing, because I feel like if you focus on the people who are not supporting you, it's gonna take away from the people who are supporting you. Like, so I don't know, like I just have to get strong, just be strong about it. You know?
But no, that's a gem though, for real, because a lot of times we get caught up in, even myself, like worrying about why this person not doing it, but then what about the people that's actually doing it? You know what I'm saying? So it's something to think about, and it's a way to, I guess, shift the paradigm, which we know is our way of thinking, and to get out the mindset of, I guess, I'm not saying playing victim as far as we in the wrong, because we not, but in the same time, it still kind of is a victim mindset, and we like, dang, why they ain't do this, why they ain't do that. All right, so I went to Abby, this lady named Abby. It was abbymedcalf.com, and she says why they supportive, and it was an article about why people are unsupportive. So she got a few different reasons. She said the first one is they want to keep you from pain. It says they're negative and shooting things down because they love you and they're trying to keep you from falling into the pain of life. It's their way of saying that they're afraid for you. They want what's best for you, and they want you to ultimately have a happy life. They don't want to see you sad or upset, so they don't support your decisions or your thoughts because they think that they want to help you in the long run. So in a sense, a person not supporting you is their way of saying, like, I don't want you to fall. But that ain't always the best way to go about it. I feel like it's like a double-edged sword, because in a sense it's like they want you, they're trying to help. And I'm sure we even done it to somebody where, you know, they doing something and they suck. But we like, you know, I still want to support you the best I can. But if you go and do that, all I say is this: just don't be talking bad about me behind my back. Like, if you think it suck, keep it in your head. Don't be supporting me like, oh yeah, this my boy, he killing it. Be like, man, I don't know why he doing this. This ain't working. He need to hang it up.
That's facts. and that comes with like the wanting support thing, because if you just looking for support from like just anybody, like, you're gonna get them type of reactions. People like them yes men or whatever you call them, like them people who gonna just tell you anything just to get you up about your face. Like, I don't know, like that should just be weird, bro. That's just weird activity right there.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot better at keeping my comments to myself. There's a lot of stuff I be saying. I be like, you ain't asked me, so.
Oh yeah. It's most definitely some stuff out there where you see it and you just like, man, what is this dude thinking, bro? But I mean, everybody got their own thing going. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real positive person when it comes to that. So I let people do their thing.
Right. All right, it says number 2, they don't want to worry about you. It says they want you to feel at ease about what you're doing so that they don't want to worry about you. They try to control you and direct you to the options that they think are best. This is when your mom is pushing you to get married even though you're unsure, because to your mom, being married means safety and security. And once you're married off, she'll exhale a sigh of relief. So again, that's people living from their own personal life. And they kind of, that's her, and like in that instance, in that example, the mom feels like, okay, if you're going off and married, that's a sigh of relief, because in her mind, she might be feeling like you're getting older, you ain't got this going, you ain't got that going. If you get married, you'll be okay. But a person's personal safety net is not going to be yours. It don't matter how close y'all are. It don't matter. In that case, that could be a mama or son, mom, daughter, whatever. Just because that works for them and that gives them peace, don't mean it's going to give you peace. Because what if that person don't want to get married? You know, something to think about. Yeah. It says they see your actions as a reflection of them. All right, it says this comes mostly up with parents and siblings. It says, but she says she also seen it with partners and friends. Living a certain way, looking a specific way, and making particular life choices is a reflection on them. Your parents don't support you having a child because you're not married yet, although they're worried about how others will perceive you. So in that instance, I guess it's more so they care. That's the main thing about all of these examples. The person cares. But sometimes your caring can stop somebody from achieving what they was called to do. Because I'm a firm believer, when you do what you called to do, you going to get pushback from the people closest to you.
Most definitely.
Especially because like my thing is, like, I'm not a super cocky person.
Yeah.
So like if I'll do something, I know I'm good at it. Like I know, like I'm good at it. And you gonna hear people say you're good at it. But I think honestly, not to say that you don't care about what people closest to you think. Yeah. but you need to get caught up in what the world thinks. As far as people who don't know you, strangers. Just not even because you just care that much, but just from the standpoint of if a stranger selling this good, they have no reason to lie to you.
Exactly. That's kind of what I was talking about earlier with like yes men. Not necessarily that they are yes men, but like the people that are closest to you, I feel like not that they're gonna support you no matter what, but they're gonna always be on your side, always gonna be on some keep going type stuff. But when you hear from a random Joe from 4th Street and he telling you, hey, keep that going, bro, like that's what pushes me to keep going with the music stuff, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that random support from just random people, that's the most highest thing for me.
Yeah. And after all of that, Abby comes up with her final reason that's unsupportive, and it's the one that everybody think, and a lot of times, not always, but sometimes they really do. She said they're jealous of you. You might not be supported because a family member is jealous of a decision you're making because they unconsciously wish that they could do what you're doing. This drives them to shoot down or dismiss what you're doing so they don't have to deal with their own feelings and actions. Do you got anybody in your life you feel like maybe a little jealous?
I probably do, but the type of person I am, like I'm a real like, I support pretty much everybody. Like if I feel like you're doing something positive, or not even necessarily positive, if you're doing your thing, I'm gonna support you. But like somebody who's jealous of me, I haven't really ran across it, but it's probably somebody who is. But if it is, that's probably that's a personal problem on them. Like Because if that person talk to somebody about me, they'll probably be like, "Oh, you tripping, bro? Like that's Landon, bro. Like, bro, you chilling."
Yeah. The thing is, well, first off, you ain't got nobody jealous yet. Just coming. That's one. But two, the thing with that is, I feel like a lot of times people ain't necessarily jealous of like, oh, I'm jealous that he rapping. But like she said, I'm more so jealous of they pursuing their dreams. I couldn't pursue mine. Maybe I had a baby early. Maybe, you know, I'm just too scared to do it. And you out here living your life and doing what you want to do without a fear in the world. And I wish I could do that. And they trying to shoot it down because they want you to stay where they at. They want you to stay.
It's definitely some crab in the barrels. Like that's everywhere. And there's for sure some people out there that want to rap like me. I know it is. But we ain't even gonna get it.
Okay, so what if it's not you being supportive, all right? What if it's, what if they can't support you for whatever reason? Like what if they can't support you not because they just physically can't, but maybe because, it's something that they don't believe in. Not necessarily, and see, I had a conversation with my homegirl about this because she was saying how we get so caught up in our friends not supporting stuff, but it was because that's not what they're interested in. So, for example, she was like, we get caught up, her example was, as a man, if she started a sex toy line, she wouldn't expect me to support that. So, and I get that, but then again, why is your friend, if you see your friend succeeding, why can't you tell your friend congratulations? That's my stance on that.
Well, yeah, it's something like that. I say definitely congratulations is due. Just even if you're not supporting monetarily, like I sell shirts or whatever, sell music. Like even if they don't go buy my tape on iTunes or something like that, just let me know you see me. Like you see I got something good going on. Just say I see you.
And that's my thing, because maybe the messages in a person's songs, I can't support that. I can't support what you're doing. Some people are real liberal like that. But then they can say, I see you doing your thing, congratulations. They can send a text out. You can, even if you can't throw up your algorithm and post it on your story, you can at least let them know you, like you said, like you see them. And I think that, then that's when she said there's a difference between support and congratulations. Which I guess I get that, but in the same breath, it's a little strange to me if we cool and for example, you support everybody else's podcast and then support mine. I ain't out here telling people to smoke crack or nothing. I ain't out here, I'm out here doing good stuff. So I feel like, why is it that you can support that and not mine? So it's something to just think about. Now, in that case, what if it's something that, as far as supporting, that ain't good? How would you navigate that? Now, you maybe ain't got there yet, because I done been there. And I'm going to tell my story in a second. But how have you navigated when somebody's stuff was not good?
So for me, like I'm kind of in the art world, so I know everybody's like sensitive about their art.
Yeah.
So like if I don't like it, I ain't just gonna try to be like, oh, that's trash. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like I try to do more of like a constructive criticism thing and like just be like, hey, you could have done this different on here, because like if it's an artist to an artist talking to him, like they understand exactly where I'm coming from. Like, hey, you could do this different right here. Switch it up, something like that. Hey, who recorded this song? Just like little things like that. You don't necessarily have to be like downright obnoxious about it. Like it's a way to talk to people.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I was brought up. Like,
yeah. I think that's the main thing, is just knowing how to talk to people. And a lot of times people don't know how to do that. But in the same breath, I have heard people say, I don't like criticism. I said, well, then this ain't the industry for you.
Anything you put out, as far as like artistically, like a podcast, anything like that, you're putting it out there for public opinion. Mm-hmm. So if you don't want to hear the public's opinion, you
out of luck.
What you doing? Like, what are you doing?
You just here. You wasting your time and theirs, because you need tough skin to be in any type of spotlight. And we talked about that last week. And sometimes even the spotlight ain't necessarily being a celebrity. It's just, being
the boss at your job.
Exactly.
Spotlight.
Being the lead in your neighborhood watch program. Do they still do neighborhood watch programs?
Yeah, sometimes. I be seeing the little the trench coat sign with the black
okay.
That be happening.
Well, I haven't seen it in a long time. That's why I figure everybody getting robbed all the time. Maybe they stopped doing it.
It's another topic.
Or maybe these criminals is the neighborhood watch people. See, that's a plot twist right there. See, I ain't even think of that. See, and you supporting the criminal. No support. See, now you supporting the wrong people. See how they see?
Hey, that's facts though. I never thought of this.
See, I knew it. I didn't crack the case. I knew it. All right, now, when we talk about support, now this happened a few weeks ago, and we saw her kind of storm off not storm off, but when they had the same performance at the BET Awards, which there was a good one this year, I ain't gonna lie. She walked off stage, but it was a part of the program, but they was in the same song. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the whole Megan Thee Stallion and Da Baby situation. Now, okay.
Okay. I see that. Yeah.
So they have been friends. I think she referred to him as her work husband before, and that's exactly what it looked like. I seen a post when they had one song when I think Crybaby came out. Somebody had tweeted they could take a break on making songs together, because at this point it was like they might as well just do a joint album.
Facts.
But if you saw, they was in the news because she had got mad at him for doing a song with her alleged shooter, Tory Lanez. Now he said that the song was already in contract and that he had to promote it. But she said behind closed doors he was saying that wasn't a good look and all this stuff. So in this case, how do you feel as far as support wise? Because I'm not getting into who shot who did. Now we passed that. Do you think that he should have? Because it sounds to me like he was more supported behind closed doors and not publicly. I mean, he got to make his money too, but I feel like he could have went about it a little differently.
I feel like it's a touchy situation just because of the situation. Yeah. And once again, all of them are like prominent artists. Yeah. But I feel like it's a thing where like he kind of playing like both sides, and like you can't. I don't know, when somebody like when y'all do that much work together, like you would expect like some certain like type of like. I can't even really explain it. Loyalty. Just like loyalty. Like if I come kick it with you on your podcast, every podcast you do, and then like I go do a podcast with somebody who didn't talk down on your podcast, whoop to whoop, all that, you gonna look at me different. Yeah. So I feel like it's one of those situations. It's like a little touchy situation, but yeah, that's. Ooh. And then the media, the shade room, all that, blowing it up out of proportion. I'm sure like it's just that's a whirlwind right there. I don't know, man.
It's a lot going on. I feel like he could have went about it a little better. Yeah. But I mean, I get what he's saying. I see both sides though, honestly. Yeah. He got to make his money, but in the same time, I feel like to avoid all that, he could have pre-warned her, like, hey, look, I did this. Maybe I shouldn't have did it, but you know.
And maybe the baby look at his relationship with Meg in a different light than the way that Meg look at her situation with the baby. Maybe Meg think they closer than what they are.
And there we go with the whole support thing. Maybe you feel like you and this person closer, but they feel like we ain't cool like that, you know. Or maybe they feel like we cool, but you know I'm more loyal to this person than you. So of course I'm gonna support them before you, because it's like me and you cool. And then sometimes they be thinking y'all best friends, and this person like, oh, I know you.
We work together.
I know your name. I don't know much else, you know. So that's something to think about. Now, what do you think about people publicly supporting Bill Cosby?
Man, look, I don't know. Like, that's really, like, that's tough right there. Like, because...
This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna help you out because you need a lifeline right now. Like, who wants a millionaire? Remember that? You need a lifeline. This is my take on the whole Bill Cosby thing. He came out to saying he did. He went to jail. He out of jail. Now, I'm not gonna say he did or didn't do it. I'm not team Bill Cosby, but I am team this. Hollywood is very corrupt, and it was coincidental how as soon as he was about to die by NBC, all that came out. Now, on the flip side, it could have been on some, your dirty laundry come out when it's time for you to go up. That could have been a thing, too. I don't know. All I'm going to say about the whole Bill Cosby thing is, whether he did it or not, even if he did do it, then this is my thing. He didn't play this role of a person for all these years, and then to come out as that. Because sometimes that be happening too. We didn't believe this illusion of a person, and then they was doing all A, B, C, D, E, all types of crazy stuff. Now see, R. Kelly, he never to me gave the illusion he was a nice person. His middle name is Sylvester. Now tell me somebody named Sylvester that ain't sneaky.
I know a lot of sneaky Sylvesters, but hey. But nah, for real though, like I feel like with the Bill Cosby thing, like he was such a role model for like not just kids, but for like families as a whole. Like the Cosby Show, like you got a whole husband, wife, and kids sitting in front of the TV waiting for the premiere. So for something like that to come out, like I just feel like if it is true, it's sick, and if it's not, then you know the justice system got him up out of there.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm not gonna tell nobody if something ain't happened to you, but in the same breath, I can say
Facts.
that it's just a little coincidental. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm neither team for nor against. I'm team me. And that's sometimes what you people need to do. Y'all be picking sides. You need to just be team you.
Facts, good.
And team you means staying out of it completely.
Facts, because Bill Cosby ain't paying my bills at all.
And so that's my thing with that. How do you feel about people who won't publicly honor you but will do it behind closed doors? As far as they may, and now of course we not putting on the table of they can't support what you're doing because they don't believe in it, or that it goes against their spiritual beliefs, their morals, whatever. I'm talking about the people who will repost anything, but will post. I had somebody, and I know it's because they was talking about me. They didn't repost my podcast from my page. They reposted it from my actual podcast page, a podcast page that they don't follow. I thought that was a little coincidental because we don't really talk like that no more. So I'm thinking, okay, you don't want to look fake and post it on my regular page, so you post my podcast page, the page you don't even follow, but to support my podcast. Why? Is that not a little weird? Or am I tripping? Let me know.
It's a little weird, but I just say maybe they seen it off their podcast page.
They don't follow. That's the plot twist. They don't follow the podcast page.
Well, I don't know, but
you
like,
don't have an answer.
But like the closed door supporters, like to me, like the closed door supporters, like I don't necessarily shun them because it's a lot of people that aren't like as technology savvy as us. Like, so when people do come across it and they hear it, or whichever way you hear it, because like as an upcoming artist, like when somebody's supporting you, regardless of where they see it at, like you thank you. Like I just want to be seen. So.
Yeah.
But like in the instance like that, I figure like you just that's just a conversation that gotta be had, especially if you know it's on some deeper stuff than that. Like that's just a conversation you gotta have with that person. Like, hey bro, like at least follow the page, like do something, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I feel like in that case, sometimes people they can't publicly honor you because they was talking about you and they don't want to look fake.
Oh yeah, and for them people, like, just, no, stay where you was at.
Yeah.
Because, just stay where you was at. Ain't nothing else to be said about it. But, yeah.
So now, I've been upsetting people lately. I typically do on a regular anyway, but I've been upsetting people a lot lately because I've been going on a follow spree. I went from 3,700 people to following to now I'm close to like 2,000.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of people. I was following people who was doing Miss TSU campaigns in 2015. Why am I still following this page?
Facts.
But I've also followed some people that I may or may not see on a regular basis. I just feel like, why am I following you if I have to wonder about you, if I feel like you aren't supportive? I feel like you gotta shape. Because what you here for, I feel I don't want to see your posts. I don't want you to see my posts because I'm the type of person, and I may be a little dramatic, but when I don't really like you no more or care for you no more, I don't want you knowing nothing I'm doing. I don't want you to see nothing. I want you to be all surprised to you. So if somebody asks about what I've got going on, you'll be like, you don't know. Because you don't know.
Yeah, like, I done did that. I done did like an unfollowing spree twice. The first time I did it was when I was in school at Morgan. So, like, I was following probably maybe like 2,000 people. I don't really necessarily know, but like the people I'm following, I'm walking past them on campus and not saying anything to them, and they not saying anything to me. So it's just like, what am I following you for? Like, we don't have no interest in nothing. Like, you look good, okay, that's cool. I can look at you in person. I don't got to see you on my Instagram or whatever. Boom. So I followed probably like 500-600 females, like all type of shit. Like, and then this recent time, like, I just, like you said, that goes to support. Like, I'm looking at people who are actually engaging in my posts, or like, if you even on the socials, like, what am I following you for? Yes, I done did that a couple of times, and yeah, people, it's gonna come with some backlash. Like, that conversation gonna be had. You see them in person, they be like, "Hey, bro, you gonna follow me?" It's like, my fault, brother. I'm gonna follow you back real quick, bro. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, like, it's just it's for the birds for me, man.
Well, for me, sometimes it's been unfollowing people by mistake too. Like, I'll be like, oh dang, I ain't mean to unfollow you.
Yeah.
Some not, but you know, it's just where I'm at right now in life. A lot of stuff I don't want to see no more.
It is what it is.
And I just feel like the whole mute feature is for like a family members. I used to be like, oh, I'm gonna just mute this person, but I'm like, well, why I'm following you if I'm muting and I don't want to see your stuff? I might as well unfollow you.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, in this world, unfollowing becomes a whole big old thing. And people say it don't, but it do.
I done watched people try to fight each other over the unfollowing shit, bro. Like, for real. Like, it get that, I don't know why, but it get that deep, bro. Like, I don't.
Don't nobody swing on me. All right, so 7 things to remember when people don't support you. And this comes from tinybuddha.com. It says that your passion is your priority. It says life is short. It says others may not fully understand, which is okay. It says sometimes others are insecure. We kind of touched on that earlier. Yeah. It says 5, anything is possible. So with that, it's all about you. It's about what you got going on. So it's about your passion, your dreams, all that good stuff. Exactly. It says 6, you can do it without their support. I feel like that's the biggest key, all right? It says it's natural to want support and encouragement from the people around you. It says, but it is possible to do what you want without. It says, just think of how many successful people took the road less traveled. You're a wonderful, powerful being, and just be yourself. Believe in that, don't give up, and you'll go a long way whichever road you take. Again, everybody on that road, but that don't mean you're supposed to go on that road, you're supposed to go on this road, you know. And I do believe it sometimes where you may have to follow the road everybody's going on, but it's not necessarily because you're a follower, it's just because that may be where you need to be right now, if that makes sense. And then the 7th one, which I think is a big one too, it says you can't please everybody. It says you can't, it's impossible, and a lot of people forget that. It says even if you try to please everyone, it's going to be next to impossible. It says that we can't do that. It says, but you have to stay committed and positive. Now, this is a question she posed for her last point. It says, are you surrounded by naysayers, and how have you dealt with it? No, I'm not. I don't think I'm around too many naysayers, but I have been around people who couldn't believe that well, you know what? I'll say this. I believe that some people believe that I can do the podcast and that's it. And I've just heard like little comments here and there, but it makes me just want to go harder in what I'm doing, because it's like, okay, because I'm gonna make you eat those words, but I'm not necessarily trying to like, oh, I'm doing this to get back at people. It's just more so like it's in the back of my head, like I'm doing this for these reasons, but I got that in mind too, because you're gonna have no choice but to eat your words.
Facts.
And then this last one, and this is just a question that I'm posing. It says, could a person's no support be a blessing in disguise? And the reason I say that is because what if they no support is because you suck? What if they no support is because that's God's way of telling you, okay, through that person, okay, maybe later, but not right now.
Yeah, and that's kind of goes back to what I said earlier in that last part. You said maybe later, but right now, like people are gonna support you, like if they feel like you got something going, or not necessarily even like that. I put it another way, like if you can't just start a podcast the first episode and think everybody's just gone.
Yeah.
Oh, we started a podcast. 1,000,000 views first time. Like, no, bro. Like, put the work in. Like, when that work come in, more and more people gonna start to gravitate with you because they see it. Like, they see that you want it. And maybe that may not be the case for every situation, but majority of the time, like when you're showing that you want it, like people are gonna take heed to that and try to see, hey, what this guy got going on. Like, so I just feel it's like hit or miss, bro. Like, support, I feel like support has more like a personal definition. Like,
Yeah.
what do you look at as support?
Yeah.
And then once you figure that out, then you start setting goals towards that. Like, I don't know. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and that's honestly that's good. Like everyone's personal support is different. Some people may want you to buy everything off the rack. I said the menu.
Yeah.
I mean that too. I mean,
Same.
I mean, if you a chef with me, maybe so. But maybe you want them to buy everything that they selling off their clothes. Some people may say, I can't buy that. Maybe your clothing got cussing on it. I can't wear that for what I'm doing. Yeah. But I'm gonna repost it. I'm gonna tell other people where they can get it from. Yeah. And that's something.
And that's majority of the time, best case scenario. That's what people want.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you can't physically show me that you're supporting me, like show somebody else, share it. Like,
yeah. All right. So my tips and scenarios for my college students. So first of all, expect it. That's the main thing. Everybody's not gonna support what you're doing. And I look at that as we always talk about like businesses. Sometimes it's somebody you dating. Maybe people don't support that. Me personally, I think that's a red flag. I had a situation in 2016 where all my friends was like, I don't know about that. But I look past it. But I'm telling y'all, when y'all friends are telling you about somebody, that's usually a sign. Now, of course, you may have a friend that may be a little bit of a hater, then you look at them. But if all these people saying that, everybody not hating on you. You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
I think that's a sign because I didn't really talk about the dating thing, but that's a big one. That's a big.
You just said something. Everybody is not hating on you.
They trying to tell you that ain't the one. And I'm never gonna support nobody stealing nobody's husband or stealing nobody's man or wife. I mean, if she choosing to, I ain't gonna go there. But just know I know some situations.
She choosing, you losing, man. She choosing,
but
you losing.
I just know situations where people be getting stole from people or stealing people, and I just be like, I don't want no parts. Don't even tell me nothing because I don't need nobody asking me what I know because I ain't trying to lie.
You'd rather not know it all than
I don't want to lie. Don't even
keep
tell
a secret.
Me. Now, if I peep, I'm still not lying because you didn't tell me. Because then my line gonna be he didn't tell me nothing or she didn't tell me nothing. But that's just me. All right. And then as far as for more scenarios in college, like you audition to being in a play, you can't act. You trying out for a team, you're not very good, but maybe they're trying to save you from that rejection. But sometimes people need that rejection. They need to see for themselves without you telling them, because then it's like I'm trying to save you from hurting your feelings. But sometimes this is just best to let people have it. And that's what I do a lot of times. Like, oh, you got it, because I want you to see. Because if I tell you, you're gonna think I'm hating. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather you just find it on your own.
Facts, and a lot of stuff, a lot of the things that we do is like trial and error. Mm-hmm. Like some people, like you said, need to see that, oh, like this ain't gonna cut it. Like what I'm doing, like it's just not gonna cut it. Like you need more work, you need more practice, like all that stuff. Like, yeah.
Yep. All right. So moving into the last segment of the day, game time. All right. So we're gonna play a game called Support or No Support. I'm gonna ask him a few different questions, and he's gonna tell me whether or not he would support that or like, nah, I can't support that. All right.
All right, bet.
All right. The first one: a friend trying to pursue a rap career. Can you support that or not?
Yeah, I support it. Just cause, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
All right. A friend pursuing a degree in their respective field.
Most definitely, college graduacy. Yeah.
All right.
It's education.
Your cousin stealing somebody's husband who has 3 kids.
Did you really even steal it? I was giving them away. Hey. Let me chill out. No, I can't support it. I can't.
He said giving them away. We got a hashtag. All right.
I can't support that though. I can't support that.
A friend trying to pursue a cooking career but they can't cook.
It depends on if they was going to like chef school, something
Okay.
like that. I support that, but like if you can't cook, I'm gonna try it the first time, and then like I said, I do the constructive criticism. I'm gonna tell you, hey, maybe put a little bit more seasoning on there, do something a little different.
All right. A friend trying to pursue being a parent but they aren't a good parent to the kids they already got. So like having more kids.
That's personal. Ooh, hey, if you want to do that burden, I support it. But Landoh love the kids. I support the kids. I don't necessarily support parents putting their kids in like bad situations, but I support the kids. So.
All right, that's the last one. Okay, so ending off with the question or challenge. The question for the people is: do you have supportive people around you? How has it made you feel when they didn't support you? And then my challenge is I want you to support 3 people this week. But before we go, I want to have a brief conversation about people not supporting you, not because they're not a good friend, they talk about jealousy, but sometimes people really secretly be your enemy. We talked about jealousy before, because somebody can be your friend and still be a little jealous. But some people really just don't like you. And sometimes you be around people that don't like you. And the phrase that we go around these days is an op, all right? We're going to get more into that next week, okay? Somebody who's just your enemy. Enemies are actually, and I'm going to save the rest for next week, but enemies are actually signs of you getting new territory. A new enemy pop up, that means it's something you about to do. And they trying to push back, okay? But I'm going to go more into that next week. My boy, you got anything to say before you leave?
What I just say is my album Pressure Make Diamonds is out right now on all platforms. Go follow me on Instagram, LANDOH409. Other than that, just be ready to work, don't stop. And I appreciate my boy Izzy for having me on the show, man, for real.
Always, you gotta come back. All right, P.S.A. signing out. Always remember, keep your head up like your neck hurt. Remember who you are. Make your mind up. Don't let it make you.